series 7, tức là sự kiện thứ 7 của năm 2020. Tôi xin lỗi, series 6 của năm 2020. Một năm rất là nhiều biến động và chúng ta buộc phải làm cái sự kiện qua cái hình thức trực tuyến này. Các bạn đã theo dõi qua kênh Zoom, tức là một cái phần mềm trực tuyến, và đồng thời chúng ta cũng có phát trực tiếp trên kênh YouTube của QTKS Hospitality Education và kênh fanpage, tức là kênh Facebook của QTKS Hospitality Education. Các bạn có thể đặt câu hỏi trực tiếp qua phần mềm Zoom, và lưu ý là ở phần cuối chương trình chúng ta luôn luôn sẽ có phần câu hỏi và trả lời dành cho tất cả khách mời cũng như là quý vị phụ huynh và các em tham gia sự kiện chiều ngày hôm nay. Tôi sẽ giới thiệu chương trình của ngày hôm nay một cách nhanh chóng và những vị khách mời của chúng ta, đồng thời sẽ có các bạn tư vấn viên luôn luôn sẵn lòng để trả lời câu hỏi trong lúc chúng ta trao đổi với nhau. Chương trình ngày hôm nay chúng ta sẽ nói về một đất nước mà rất là nổi tiếng về việc đào tạo ra những nhà quản lý trong ngành dịch vụ. Tiêu đề của chương trình là tự tin trả lời bố mẹ, học ngành quản trị dịch vụ để làm gì. Tí nữa khi mà các thầy cô và các anh chị cựu sinh viên nói sâu hơn về dịch vụ thì tôi sẽ nói nhanh. Dịch vụ là một nhóm ngành mà chúng ta có thể hiểu nó liên quan đến việc phục vụ, có thể sẽ bao gồm cả khách sạn, du lịch hay là sự kiện, bán lẻ, và đồng nghĩa là nó có thể được nằm trong rất là nhiều cái hình thái ở trong những công ty có những quy mô khác nhau về ngành dịch vụ. Chúng ta có thầy Tarek, đại diện và là giám đốc phát triển thị trường châu Á Thái Bình Dương của tập đoàn SEG, tập đoàn giáo dục Thụy Sĩ, sẽ nói về học viện César Ritz tại Thụy Sĩ. Chúng ta có một vị khách mời rất là đặc biệt, thầy Behesht, là giám đốc học thuật và giám đốc học vụ của học viện César Ritz, sẽ chia sẻ với các bạn về những cái tiêu chí, những yếu tố chính mà học viện César Ritz đặt làm trọng tâm để đem đến trong công tác giảng dạy. Và đặc biệt là thầy Max sẽ nói về cái thế hệ mà các bạn ở đây chúng ta gọi là thế hệ 2K, viết tắt là 2K 2000 đó, trở về sau. Ở trên thế giới người ta dùng cái từ là thế hệ Z là thế hệ họ gọi là hậu thiên niên kỷ, tức là các bạn sinh từ khoảng độ năm 2000 trở về sau, cũng như là những cái xu hướng, những cái tác động về xã hội, cái môi trường mà các bạn lớn lên để các bạn có thể hiểu rõ bản thân mình hơn. Đây sẽ là một phần chia sẻ cực kỳ đặc biệt và sẽ rất là thú vị để các bạn, đặc biệt là ở trong lứa tuổi này cũng như các quý phụ huynh, các bạn có thể theo dõi ở phần chia sẻ của thầy Max. Và cuối cùng đó là chia sẻ trực tiếp từ các anh chị của sinh viên. Chắc chắn rồi, luôn luôn sẽ là những thông tin rất là giá trị cho các em sinh viên đang có ý định học tập ở nước ngoài, các em sinh viên đang có ý định học tập đặc biệt trong ngành dịch vụ khách sạn, để có thể nhận được những chia sẻ trực tiếp từ những người đã đi trước, nhằm chuẩn bị cho việc học tập của mình. Trước khi bắt đầu thì tôi sẽ nói nhanh về chương trình mà hiện giờ QTKS Hospitality Education đang triển khai. Đó là chương trình chúng tôi gọi là Meet Your Mentors. Mentors ở đây các bạn có thể được hiểu đó gọi là cố vấn. Tuy nhiên tôi sẽ làm rõ hơn cái từ cố vấn này. Mentors nên được hiểu là một người bạn đồng hành. Chúng tôi tin là đối với lại các em sinh viên, nếu như các em có cái sự hỗ trợ một cách thường trực, một cách liên tục, cũng như là một cách sâu hơn về cái con đường sự nghiệp của mình, thì những mentors, những cố vấn sẽ luôn luôn là những người bạn đồng hành rất là hữu ích trên cái con đường sự nghiệp chúng ta. Các bạn nếu mà biết được thì thậm chí kể cả những người thành công như là Bill Gates hay là Steve Jobs, những người mà họ đã thành công rồi, họ cũng vẫn luôn luôn có mentors của mình. Nói như vậy có nghĩa là mentors không nhất thiết phải là thầy của mình, mentors có thể là cả người bạn của mình. có thể là những người xung quanh mình, và họ cho mình lời khuyên khi mình cần. Và ở trong tiếng Anh, cái từ mentors, cố vấn, nó sẽ có cái từ là mentee, là người được cố vấn. Vậy thì các bạn phải nhớ là ở trong cái mối quan hệ này, nó là một mối quan hệ mà tôi gọi là mối quan hệ cộng sinh, thì bạn cũng có thể là mentors của cái người mentors của bạn, tức là nó là một mối quan hệ tương tác qua lại, và bạn có thể học được từ họ, cùng đồng thời chia sẻ những thứ mà mình cho là nó có giá trị. Vậy thì cái chương trình Meet Your Mentors của QTKS này nhằm mang đến cho các em sinh viên một lần nữa có ý định du học ở nước ngoài trong lĩnh vực về khách sạn, về du lịch, về sự kiện, ngành dịch vụ nói chung. Các em sẽ có được cái sự tiếp cận với lại những người đi trước, và tôi sẽ nhanh chóng nói qua về những mentors mà chúng ta có hiện giờ trong nhóm của chúng ta. Đầu tiên chúng ta có đại diện của học viện SEG như đã giới thiệu, và thầy Tarek cũng là người sẽ trình bày chia sẻ về học viện César Ritz ngày hôm nay. Thầy Tarek là một trong những mentor của chương trình này. Chúng ta có chị Lê Khánh Linh, cựu sinh viên của một học viện ở tại Thụy Sỹ. Chị Lê Khánh Linh đã tốt nghiệp, và các bạn có thể thấy là kinh nghiệm việc làm cũng như là những cái trải nghiệm của Linh ở Thụy Sĩ chắc chắn sẽ rất là phù hợp để làm một mentor của chúng ta. Một nhân vật tiếp theo, anh Nguyễn Trí Hiếu. Anh Nguyễn Trí Hiếu là cựu sinh viên của học viện ISCTI. ISCTI là một học viện thuộc tập đoàn SEG, tập đoàn Swiss Education Group mà chúng ta đề cập đến ngày hôm nay. Và anh Hiếu là một trong những mentor của chúng ta. Chị Nguyễn Thị Hoài Thanh, chị Hoài Thanh tên tiếng Anh là Heidi. Chị Hoài Thanh hiện giờ đang công tác tại QTKS Hospitality Education. Cũng là một cựu sinh viên tại Thụy Sĩ, và chị Hoài Thanh học tại hai trường ở Thụy Sĩ, đó là Hotel Institute of Montreux, HIM, và Swiss Hotel Management School. Cả hai học viện này đều là hai học viện thuộc tập đoàn SEG. Tập đoàn SEG Swiss Education Group có 5 học viện ở tại Thụy Sĩ, và ngày hôm nay chúng ta nói về César Ritz là một trong 5 học viện đó. Sự đa dạng chắc chắn rồi. Anh Trần Đông Hưng là một sinh viên tốt nghiệp tại Úc và đã trải qua rất là nhiều vị trí khác nhau trong cái ngành khách sạn du lịch ở tại Đà Nẵng, ở tại nước ngoài như tại thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Và cái danh sách mentor này sẽ được cập nhật hàng năm. Đồng thời các bạn lưu ý là các bạn sẽ có thể luôn luôn là một mentor với những cái giá trị mà các bạn đóng góp. Vậy thì các bạn hãy vào website của chúng tôi, QTKS Hospitality Education. Các bạn thấy có một cái tab, một cái thanh mà các bạn có thể bấm vào chương trình Meet Your Mentors. Từ đó các bạn có thể liên lạc với lại những mentor của chúng ta để đặt câu hỏi, để chia sẻ những yếu tố, những vấn đề xoay quanh ngành dịch vụ khách sạn, xoay quanh việc du học, đặc biệt là du học tại Thụy Sĩ, tại Úc, cũng như là một lần nữa đóng góp những thông tin giá trị. Và chúng tôi tin là đây sẽ là một cái cổng thông tin, một cái cộng đồng đem đến những giá trị thực tế cho các bạn đang quan tâm đến lĩnh vực này. Đó là phần giới thiệu của QTKS về chương trình mà chúng tôi triển khai trong tháng 6, cũng như là sẽ được cập nhật một cách liên tục. Tiếp theo sẽ là phần chia sẻ của thầy Tarek. Thầy Tarek sẽ nói bằng tiếng Anh, vì vậy có thể là tôi sẽ tóm tắt lại bằng tiếng Việt nếu như các em không nắm được phần nào đó. Và đừng quên là chúng ta luôn luôn có thể đặt câu hỏi ở khung chat ở Zoom webinar, và QTKS, tư vấn viên của QTKS sẽ luôn luôn trực để có thể trả lời những câu hỏi live mà nếu các bạn có trên kênh YouTube, trên kênh fanpage của QTKS Hospitality Education. Xin mời thầy Tarek. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you. So I'm going to pass it to you, and I'm going to get you to share your screen. Yeah.
It's disabled, so you need to make me a co-host, maybe. Sorry.
for hosting. Is that okay?
No, not yet. It says host disabled attendee screen sharing. For some reason, I'm still an attendee. Strange.
Should be co-host now.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right, thank you.
Wonderful. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So thanks, Tan, for the wonderful introduction. I understood nothing of what you said, but I heard my name many times. So I'm sure that you said the best of us and of Max here with us today. So I just wanted to thank Max for taking the time out of his day again to be with us here today. And also regarding the Meet Your Mentors program, I'm also looking forward to working closely with any of your students that decide to go through the program. So it's an honor to be part of the panel there. So thanks for mentioning that.
My pleasure.
Well.
Happy.
Thank you. So I'll do a presentation as we had discussed about the Swiss Education Group overall, but I'll mainly focus on César Ritz Colleges today. And briefly mention a few study opportunities, scholarships, and talk about SEG Cares, which is mainly how we can help students to start off their studies with us this year in light of the pandemic. And then, of course, we'll move on to Mr. Max, who's with us today, who is actually one of the two academic deans of César Ritz, based on our Lucerne campus. So we'll be with everyone today to answer any of the questions that you may have. And also, from what I know, we have two of our team members, one based in Singapore, one based in Vietnam, here with us. So at the end of this, if anyone has any questions regarding the schools, we'll be more than happy to respond. So the Swiss Education Group is actually, as you had probably heard from Tan in the beginning of the presentation, the largest provider of hospitality education in Switzerland. We have 5 schools. 4 of the schools are focused on hospitality management and business management, and one of them is mainly focused on culinary arts. So we have a Culinary Arts Academy, which is basically a business and culinary school. So the Swiss Education Group is a very extensive and a very unique educational provider, because we are 100% focused on the industry of hospitality, and we are very connected to the industry of hospitality in many ways. So we have junior programs where we prepare students to enter the industry and become interested in the industry of hospitality. We have bachelor programs and master programs, so we actually create the leaders in hospitality of tomorrow. And we also have professional programs through SEG Pro, and these professional programs are tailored for the leaders of the industry that are already active. So we also work very closely with people who are already in the hospitality industry. So it's a very, very extensive group of schools, and we really are working very closely with the industry of hospitality. Tan, are you going to be translating? I think it's gonna. I forgot to ask you, but
yeah, but I'll just briefly translate the important part. I mean, the instructions.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me know whenever you want me to stop, and then you can go ahead.
Absolutely.
So as I mentioned, the Swiss Education Group, we have 5 schools, 5 higher educational institutions. We have César Ritz Colleges, which we'll be speaking about more today, focused on business and mainly entrepreneurship within the industry of hospitality. We have the Swiss Hotel Management School, SHMS, which focuses more on food and beverage management, hotel operation management, and events management. We have the Culinary Arts Academy, which I mentioned earlier is a unique school focused on culinary arts. So you can do a Bachelor of Business Administration in culinary, or you can do short programs such as our Swiss Grand Diploma in culinary, in vegetarian, in pastry, in chocolate and pastry. Then we have Hotel Institut Montreux, HIM. This is a very business-oriented school, as César Ritz Colleges is. But the difference here is that this school focuses on concentration. So you can do finance and capital wealth management. You can do human resource management. You can do luxury brand management and senior living management. And then IHTTI, which was mentioned earlier as one of our mentors, graduated from the school, is a hospitality management and interior design management school. So it's a school that focuses students on atmosphere creation, on environment creation, and how to make sure that their spaces in hospitality are really welcoming and a nice place for people to spend time. So again, Tan, whenever you want me to take a quick stop, let me know.
Yeah, I'll do it now.
Okay.
Thầy Tarek vừa mới giới thiệu qua về tập đoàn giáo dục Thụy Sĩ Swiss Education Group, và chúng ta có thể thấy là họ đang quản lý 5 học viện khác nhau với những nhóm ngành khác nhau như tôi đã đề cập từ đầu. Tức là không chỉ có khách sạn hay du lịch, mà chúng ta còn thấy là có những nhóm ngành như là ẩm thực, thậm chí là cả về thiết kế, cũng như là những cái chương trình học chuyên biệt về tài chính, về quản trị doanh nghiệp, và nó rất là đa dạng. Yes.
All right. So all of our schools are very highly ranked. We're very proud to have all of our schools ranked in the top 10 in Switzerland on QS. And all of our schools are actually very highly ranked on other ranking bodies, such as the ICE, ICE. The ICE is a very dedicated ranking for hospitality education. And as I mentioned earlier, we're very proud that our schools are very of very high quality, and therefore you can see this in the rankings that we get every year from various ranking bodies like QS. So I'll talk to you a little bit about the size of the Swiss Education Group, just so everybody has an understanding of a little bit of a deeper understanding of who we are. As I mentioned earlier, the Swiss Education Group has 5 universities, but we have over 6,500 students and over 111 nationalities in all of our schools. Although we have so many students, we have, as I mentioned, over 6,000 students. We are a very student-centered group of schools. So we have, most of our intention is based on how the student goes through their student journey with us. So we have very small classroom sizes. We have around 16 to 20 students per classroom. We have a very tailor-made educational experience fit out for every student. So there's a lot of attention given to students on all aspects of studies, in their career, in their education, and the academics. And also we want to make sure that all of our students are getting enough attention to build their soft skills when they're here with us. So even though the Swiss Education Group sounds like a very huge group, and sometimes when students see this number, they think they'll be in a classroom with over 100 students. That's not the case. We have a very student-centered approach. And also, we're very proud that we have over 111 nationalities in our school and in our schools, and that gives us the unique opportunity to actually kind of mirror the industry of hospitality in our schools. So when people work in hospitality, or when the students will go out to do their internships, automatically in hospitality, you will be dealing with many nationalities and many cultures. So this is something very beautiful, but it's very difficult to deal with if you've never dealt with it before. So in our schools, we try and take advantage of the multiculturalism to make sure that our students are starting to learn how to deal with cultures cultures and students from all around the world. We teach them how to work, how to study, how to work on projects, and so on and so forth with people from all around the world, so they can gain this experience of interaction and working with multinational in a multinational environment. I know, Tan, you're ready. I can see from your head.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thầy Tarek vừa mới điểm qua một số cái yếu tố mà nó tạo nên sự thành công, cũng như là những yếu tố mà tập đoàn tin là sẽ đem lại cái giá trị cho các bạn khi học tập ở nước ngoài. và chúng tôi cũng đồng ý với điều đó, cũng như là những cái điểm đặc thù của cái việc học tập trong một cái ngành mà nó rất là cần cái sự tương tác, cũng như là rất cần cái sự đa dạng trong hiểu biết về văn hóa, về ngôn ngữ của các em sinh viên. Thì như thầy giải thích, các bạn thấy là cái yếu tố mà trường rất là tự hào, đó là cái yếu tố đa văn hóa trong môi trường giảng dạy. Chắc chắn rồi, đây là cái ngành mà các bạn nếu như đi làm thì các bạn thấy là các bạn sẽ phải tiếp xúc với lại những cái nền văn hóa khác nhau, du lịch, khách sạn, những cái các bạn thấy là chúng ta gọi là thế giới phẳng, tức là thậm chí là ở trong lĩnh vực quản trị kinh doanh chúng ta có ngành gọi là quản trị kinh doanh quốc tế, tức là chúng ta phải có cái kiến thức nó rộng hơn, nó đa dạng hơn trong mọi cái aspect, mọi trong cái yếu tố khác nhau về kinh doanh. Thì đó là cái yếu tố tiên quyết, cũng như là yếu tố mà nó sẽ tạo một cái nền tảng rất là tốt cho các bạn sau này khi các bạn học tập và đem được cái kiến thức đó áp dụng trong thực tế. Cái tiếp theo đó là cái sự chuyên sâu trong ngành nghề và cái tính cá nhân hóa trong cái môi trường học tập. Năm học viện tức là sẽ có rất là nhiều lựa chọn ở những địa điểm khác nhau. Chúng ta thấy trên bản đồ, trên cái hình, trên trên cái file trình chiếu hiện giờ, những cái vùng khác nhau. Tuy nhiên cái tính cá nhân hóa ở đây nó được thể hiện qua cái sĩ số của một lớp học và cái quy mô. Thầy Tarek có đề cập là chúng ta không nói đến những cái chương trình, những buổi học mà các bạn học với lại cả hàng trăm sinh viên, mà chúng ta nói đến những buổi học mà nó tạo điều kiện cho thầy cô có thể hỗ trợ một cách tốt nhất cho các bạn sinh viên, cũng như là cái sự tiếp cận của các em trong việc đặt câu hỏi, trong cái việc đảm bảo là mình hiểu được cái kiến thức đó một cách toàn diện nhất, một cách sâu nhất, là yếu tố mà cả tập đoàn SEG cũng như mỗi một học viện của tập đoàn đều nắm bắt và áp dụng trong cái quy trình giảng dạy của mình. Thank you, Tarek.
Thank you. So just to finish off on the group itself, we have five, as we mentioned, of course, 5 schools. We're located on 6 campuses across Switzerland. And just to give the students online an idea of where we're spread out throughout Switzerland. So here is basically, depending on the school of your choice, you can also see at which campus you will be located. One interesting fact to keep in mind here is, since we're focusing on César Ritz today, César Ritz actually has 3 campuses. We have one campus in Bouveret, which is right here. This is on the French side of Switzerland. We have another campus in Lucerne. This is where Max is based, actually, right now. And, well, for those that are interested, I'm right here in Montreux. And we also have a campus in Brig. So these 3 campuses are the campuses of César Ritz. And what is very unique is that the César Ritz campuses are also the campuses of Culinary Arts Academy. So the students of César Ritz Colleges are in the same learning environment as the culinary students. So that gives them added value to their education, but also they eat amazing food. So the students that choose to study at César Ritz usually have a great culinary experience while they're studying with us. So again, for those of you that are interested in studying at César Ritz, either you could ask us today, or when you reach out to your consultants at G-Connect, they can explain to you the differences between the Lucerne campus, or the Bouveret campus, and the Brig campus. Tan, I'll go on. I really want to focus here now on the countries of Switzerland, which you've probably, if you connected earlier, as I did, you saw that G-Connect was playing amazing videos of the country itself, the beauty, the nature. It's a very beautiful country, of course. It's very safe. It has beautiful, it offers a beautiful student life. It has a very high quality of life. And Switzerland has always been ranked in the top, at least top 2 or 3 countries in the world for many, many years, for various specializations, such as education, democracy, and safety, and so on and so forth. So overall, as a country, it's a very beautiful place, a very safe place, and a very multicultural place to come and study. But what I think I would like to, what is most important to me and what I want to focus on always in these discussions is the brand of Switzerland and the brands of studying in Switzerland and how important that is when you study hospitality specifically. So in a very short version of a long story, Switzerland has been branding itself and is known globally to have a name that equals high quality. So usually when people think about Switzerland, they think about something that is of very high quality. And this is a brand that the Swiss government has been working on for many, many years. Switzerland is also known for many years to be the leader in hospitality education. It's the home to some of the world leading hospitality and hotel management schools in the world. So what happens here is that when a student decides to come and study in hospitality management in Switzerland, when they go to find a job and they have Switzerland on their CV, the employer already knows that hospitality in Switzerland is very well recognized, and it's a very elegant and unique and a boutique place to study. But also because Switzerland itself has a very strong brand, anything that is made in Switzerland is also perceived as something of high quality. So our students are also perceived as made in Switzerland. So when somebody wants to hire you, they usually have a very, very high perception of the quality that you will have. So that's the most important factor for me. I don't know, Tan, if you want to do some...
Yeah, please go on. So,
okay. Again, just on a general tone, I want to talk about the size of hospitality. It's a very, very huge industry. You can get into many different kind of concentrations in hospitality. This is something that is very, very interesting for Gen Z, and Mr. Max will be speaking about a little bit more about that later on today. But because hospitality, the industry of hospitality is such a huge industry, it offers so many different pathways to students. And Generation Z really usually likes this because Gen Z doesn't want to be stuck on one job or one path usually for their whole life. So what Swiss Education Group does is that it prepares students with transferable skills, and it allows students that graduate from our schools to be able to go into different focuses after they graduate with us. And this makes their career path and their life a little bit more exciting. So the hospitality industry is very unique because it offers so many different pathways, from hotels all the way to entrepreneurship, to finance, as we mentioned earlier, culinary, of course, entertainment, leisure. There's so many different pathways a student can get into. And what's great at the Swiss Education Group is that we teach you how to be able to learn how to deal with many of sectors within hospitality, because as a generation, we know that you might want to change a couple of these a couple of these professions within your career. I don't know, Tan, if you want to say anything, or should I?
Yes, can you just go back to the slides that show?
Yeah, these are just two.
Yes.
Or do you want to go?
That's the one.
Okay.
Now
This one.
Yes, thank you. Thầy Tarek vừa mới nói nhanh về năm học viện của tập đoàn SEG, cũng như là những cái lựa chọn mà các bạn có thể có khi học tập tại học viện César Ritz. César Ritz có 3 cơ sở, đúng không ạ? Chúng ta có một cơ sở ở gọi là khu vực gọi là Brick, một cái ở Lucerne và một cái ở Le Beurre. Tôi không nói được cái từ đó chính xác, nhưng mà nếu mà các bạn nghe các bạn cựu sinh viên học về, họ nói cái từ Le Beurre rất là hay theo tiếng Pháp. Vậy thì ở đây nếu như các bạn nào đã đến những cái vùng này rồi, các bạn có thể chia sẻ với các em cũng như là những bạn mà chưa có cơ hội trải nghiệm Thụy Sĩ, một đất nước rất là đặc biệt, một đất nước được biết đến như là cái nôi của ngành dịch vụ, ngành khách sạn, và một đất nước được biết đến bởi chất lượng của những thứ họ làm ra, không bàn cãi gì nữa. Thụy Sĩ là một cái đất nước mà những cái sản phẩm, những dịch vụ nói chung đều tiệm cận mức hoàn hảo, họ mong muốn đạt được mức hoàn hảo. Đồng nghĩa với việc khi nói đến một cái thứ gì đó đến từ Thụy Sĩ thì chúng ta liên tưởng đến cái sự hoàn hảo ở đây. Ở phần tiếp theo thầy Tarek có đề cập như tôi đã nói từ đầu, đó là những cái lựa chọn về công việc, về nghề nghiệp, về ngành nghiệp cụ thể trong lĩnh vực này, rất là đa dạng, không thể kể hết được ở đây, vì cái yếu tố gọi là rộng của nó, cũng như là cái cơ hội mà các bạn có thể làm việc ở trong những cái ngành khác nhau. Khi mà chúng ta học tập cái ngành gọi là hospitality. Thank you, Tarek.
Yes, thank you. So overall, I just wanted to speak a little bit about how we teach at the Swiss Education Group, and specifically at César Ritz Colleges. We focus quite a lot on the atmosphere and the environment in our schools, because we know that this is a huge part of the development of the soft skills and the development of a Swiss-made hotelier, a professional in the learning journey. So our schools are all set up in a very boutique and high quality fashion. We want to make sure that our students feel very comfortable in the way in their study environment. We want to make sure that the students feel like they're in a professional environment. So for us, basically, when a student wakes up in the morning on campus, we want to make them feel like they're waking up in the morning and going to work, not to school. So we make sure all of our students have to wear a suit, like this gentleman here. They have to be very well groomed. All of our students have to be very on time with their classes, as if they would have to be in meetings. And in general, we have a very kind of a boutique atmosphere. Here you can see the beautiful campus, the entrance of the campus in Lucerne. I think it's your background as well, Tan. So this is just an example of what one of the spaces in our schools would look like. And the reason why we do this, and this is extremely important for the students, is because if a student spends 3 years of their bachelor in this kind of an environment, it really helps them become the high quality, high performing professional that we want them to become. So it's strict sometimes, there's a very strict dress code. We're very strict on timing, but it's also beautiful, of course, because this is where students live and breathe and study. But at the end of the day, what matters most is that this is what's preparing our students to get hired by the best companies in the world. And that's why some of the best companies in the world come to us to hire our students, because they get this training throughout these 3 years of studying with us. This is just another example to show you of how some of our students are dressed up. Of course, these students are from the Scandinavian countries, but it's just to show you the dress code of our students and how we would like them to be professionally looking while they're on campus. So, Tan, should I continue? I'll allow you to interrupt me whenever you want to.
Keep going, thank you.
Okay, so when students decide to study with us, of course, they pay a certain fee. In this fee, they have a full, all-inclusive package. What that means is they get double standard bedroom. They get all of their meals included, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekdays. On most campuses, they get brunch and dinner on the weekends as well. In all of our schools, we have different facilities, or we have subscriptions for our students in gyms, in different kind of sporting activities and sporting facilities. Our students will receive an iPad, so all of the books are included, and so you don't need to buy any, they're all electronic books. Our students will also have their health insurance included, so it's kind of a full package deal for the students, and it's great for the parents, because the parents don't have to worry that much about where is my son or daughter going to be sleeping, what are they going to be eating, are they going to be safe. We really focus a lot on the safety and the security of our students. We have nurses on duty, doctors on duty on campus, and generally it's a very safe environment for the students. So Tan, I don't know if you want to, this is one last thing, just a couple of pictures of, a picture of what a double room would look like in one of our campuses of César Ritz.
Yeah, it looks like resorts that I'm about to head to for summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So không chỉ tại César Ritz mà tất cả mọi học viện của tập đoàn SEG thì họ đều dựa trên một cái mô hình người ta gọi là mô hình khách sạn ảo, hoặc là mô hình thực tế ảo, tức là các bạn sống và học tập trong một cái môi trường mà nó được mô phỏng như là một khách sạn, tức là các bạn vừa đi học mà vừa trải nghiệm những cái dịch vụ, những cái hoạt động trong một cái khách sạn đang hoạt động. Vì tất cả những cơ sở đều được xây dựng dựa trên những cái khách sạn đã từng hoạt động. Vậy thì có thể nói là đối với tôi đây giống như là các bạn được đi học và vừa đi nghỉ dưỡng 3 năm, thay vì người ta đi nghỉ dưỡng cuối tuần 2 ngày hoặc tối đa là 1 tuần, thì các bạn sinh viên mà QTKS đã từng làm việc qua, tôi rất là ghen tị vì giống như là họ được đi nghỉ dưỡng 3 năm liên tục. Các bạn sống trong môi trường mà các bạn sẽ được người khác phục vụ, ăn uống và ở trong từng. Tuy nhiên các bạn lưu ý là các bạn cũng sẽ là những người làm việc trong khách sạn này. Đó là cái động tác mà họ áp vào các bạn sinh viên để làm gì? Để các bạn có thể tiếp cận với lại công việc thực tế ngay từ lúc mà các bạn đang ở trong trường. Và người ta gọi chung là cái mô hình gọi là mô hình Thụy Sỹ, một mô hình mà cái yếu tố thực tiễn được đặt lên hàng đầu trong cái việc học tập. Ông bà mình có một cái câu rất là hay, trăm hay thì không bằng tay quen. Học mà không làm thì chắc chắn là chúng ta sẽ quên, và không bàn cãi cái việc học mà có thể thực hiện luôn, áp dụng luôn vào thực tế thì nó sẽ luôn là hiệu quả nhất. Và đó là những cái yếu tố mà các bạn thấy qua những cái hình ảnh thầy Tarek giới thiệu về cơ sở vật chất của nhà trường, từ khu vực ăn uống, khu vực học tập, khu vực lễ tân, khu vực các bạn ngủ, phòng ngủ, và cuối cùng đó là cái việc các bạn phải xuất hiện như thế nào, rất là chỉnh chu, đúng giờ cũng như là chuyên nghiệp. Đó là cái việc mà các bạn có thể thấy nó phản ánh một cái môi trường học tập nó mang cái tính chuyên nghiệp ngay từ lúc các bạn còn đi học. Thank you, Tarek.
Thank you. So I'll just quickly go through the study progression in all of our schools, but also at César Ritz Colleges, we have a 3-year a bachelor program, and this is also this for the same across schools, but for César Ritz, as mentioned, where the students start their studies, of course, focusing more on the food and beverage, the customer service segment, and then the student will go on to their first internship. In their second year, the students will come back and focus quite a lot on in César Ritz on the business side and the business courses and the business side of hospitality, while focusing as well, beginning to focus on their business plan and entrepreneurship. Students will do their second internship. Again, they come back in their third year, they finish off their theoretical studies, and they graduate. This is the very quick version of the 3 years. What's important to note here is that the students will do 2 internships with which is found, of course, with the help of the school, through various platforms that we have. And these internships are actual real work experiences and in the real world, where the students will probably be working with some of the leading companies in the world. And this will give the students a real edge when they want to find a job, and with a real strong understanding of what their profession is. So we're very happy that we have such a study schedule that also involves a lot of real life working experience. And of course, if there's anybody online interested in master's programs, then our master program also is approximately a 6-month study period, and then the students will go off for either an internship, management training. There are various different types and sorts of internships for the master's level. So I'm not sure how many master students we have online, Tan, but if anyone's interested, of course, they can reach.
I need to go to the short list. We're currently having almost 200 people watching on our fan page. Here at Zoom, it's 26 and over 10 from YouTube. So
it's difficult to know. But anyway, if anyone has any questions about the master's program, then we can answer the questions at the end.
Always. Sure.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. So, of course, all of our schools are very highly recognized. We have accreditations which are very strong, as I mentioned earlier, and we also have industry partners that work with our students on projects like the mentorship program that was mentioned earlier. We have companies that mentor our students. This is quite a long story. I just wanted to show it briefly. And of course, we're at César Ritz. We're also extremely proud to be always investing in facilities. So recently, we completed the Limelight building in Lucerne, which is more for the culinary students, but helps our hospitality students to understand kitchen management. We finished our Apicius building in Bouveret, which is one of the leading teaching facilities for culinary in the world now, which is also great for our César Ritz students because they can also enjoy these facilities. Overall, I just wanted to go through quickly how students get their internships with us and how they move on to their careers. So at César Ritz Colleges, and of course at all of the Swiss Education Group schools, when students start studying with us, from their first week of studying, actually, they get in touch with their career advisor. And these career advisors work with the student to make sure that they're building a proper CV, that they have all of their strengths showcased when they do interviews. So they teach the students how to do proper interviews. And the Swiss Education Group has two ways to help our students get their internships or actually their jobs when they graduate. So we have a very unique cooperation with HOSCO. HOSCO is one of the leading platforms in the world for connecting the hospitality industry with the workforce. So the Swiss Education Group students have lifelong access to some very exclusive jobs and internships through HOSCO, but also twice a year, the Swiss Education Group holds the International Recruitment Forum. The International Recruitment Forum is a big event where we invite over 150 companies to come and meet our students face-to-face for internships or for jobs. So this is where we can really get our students in touch with some of the leading companies in the world, like these companies here. We have a quick 1-minute video. I think if we have some just a quick 1 minute, Tan, I can show a quick video of what this IRF looks like.
Yes, please. Go.
So. Great. So that was just the kind of an idea for students to get an idea of how big this event is and how it really gives the students the ability to meet professionals from all around the world, from some of the biggest companies in the world, and really gives the Swiss Education Group students, I think, an advantage over many other students in the world and the connections they can make with these industry leaders. So again, I don't know, Tan, if you want to quickly translate what I...
Sure. Thank you, Tarek. Thầy Tarek vừa mới cho chúng ta xem một cái đoạn video. Tôi không biết chắc là các bạn có xem rõ hay không. Tuy nhiên các bạn có thể yêu cầu tư vấn viên gửi lại cái video này. Đây là một cái video mà nói về cái động tác cụ thể của tập đoàn SEG cũng như là những cái học viện của tập đoàn SEG nói riêng trong công tác hỗ trợ nghề nghiệp cho các em sinh viên. Đây là một yếu tố theo tôi cực kỳ quan trọng, vì chúng ta thấy là ngoài cái việc học ra thì cái việc kết nối các bạn với lại nhà tuyển dụng nó là một phần rất là quan trọng trong việc đào tạo cho một thế hệ. Thì ngoài những cái động tác mà các bạn thấy là thầy Tarek có giới thiệu về việc là làm việc với những nhà tuyển dụng thông qua những kênh tuyển dụng truyền thống như là Hostco, cái kênh tuyển dụng rất là lớn của ngành khách sạn dịch vụ, động tác mà theo tôi rất là đặc biệt mà chỉ riêng học sinh của tập đoàn SEG có được, đó là sự kiện diễn đàn tuyển dụng quốc tế, được tổ chức 2 lần một năm vào tháng 3 và tháng 10 hàng năm. Tức là các nhà tuyển dụng sẽ đến trường và tuyển dụng sinh viên. Chắc chắn rồi, ở cái đợt vừa rồi, tháng 3 vừa rồi thì cái diễn đàn này không xảy ra vì cái dịch bệnh mà chúng ta cũng biết. Tuy nhiên đây là một động tác mà theo tôi nó đem đến giá trị trực tiếp cho các bạn sinh viên trong cái việc tiếp cận nhà tuyển dụng để có thể tìm việc trong những cái kỳ thực tập. Chúng ta có chúng ta biết được là trong cái chương trình học của chúng ta sẽ có những cái kỳ mà các bạn sẽ phải đi làm có lương, cũng như là những công việc mà sau khi tốt nghiệp ở những cái địa điểm khác nhau tại Thụy Sĩ cũng như là những nơi khác trên thế giới ở khu vực Đông Nam Á, ở Việt Nam. Yes, thank you, Tarek.
Thank you. So here, generally, I'll just very quickly speak about the size of hospitality. This is actually before COVID. Hopefully, we can get back to this. So the hospitality industry is one of the fastest growing industries. Obviously, due to COVID, we've taken a hit. So we're just hoping that we can get back to where we used to be. But what's most important is that it's very, very connected, and this is what we need to focus on here, on people's movement, and this is why it has been growing so fast over the years. You can see here from various statistics from the United Nations World Travel Organization that where they're expecting people's traveling to be within the year 2030. I think this will be adjusted a little bit now due to COVID, but still, it won't be harmed that much. So when you look at the bigger picture, there are millions of jobs available in hospitality, and it's a very, very huge industry that offers great and exciting opportunities for students. And it's an industry that, even though we took a small hit now for a few months due to COVID, we truly believe that over the next few years it will bounce back, and it will continue to offer opportunities to students all around the world who wish to stay in this industry. And it's actually the third largest industry in the world. So after pharmaceuticals, chemicals, basically fuels, energy, after these two, it's then tourism and hospitality. So it's actually one of the biggest players in terms of money generation and dollar generation in the world. And of course, if anyone has any more questions about hospitality as an industry, we can talk about that later. So a quick focus on César Ritz to go through a few slides on the school before we give the microphone to Mr. Max, in the spirit of saving some time. César Ritz Colleges, as I mentioned earlier, is one of our highly ranked schools. It's a very, very strong brand. For those of you that have probably never heard of it, César Ritz, you may know the Ritz hotels, the Ritz-Carlton hotels, but actually César Ritz was the founder of all of these hotels, and was actually one of the creators of luxury hospitality. He was a Swiss gentleman, of course, unfortunately no longer around with us anymore, but he was actually considered the king of hoteliers. And this school, the César Ritz, was actually built around his ideology and around his spirit of entrepreneurship. So if anyone's interested in finding out more about the life of César Ritz and the theories behind César Ritz's way of doing things, either we can do a separate presentation one day, Tan, because Mr. Max also has a great presentation about César Ritz himself, or sure, we can answer some questions later. So César Ritz is actually a very sorry, it's the second. So it's a very unique school of ours that focuses students on the business of hospitality and mainly on entrepreneurship. So how to create new ideas, how to think outside the box, how to scan the hospitality industry and find opportunity, how to create a new business. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, hospitality is huge, but hospitality is also changing all the time. Even COVID-19 brought some opportunity to hospitality. Companies now need to think of new ideas of how people can travel safely. Hygiene is a huge part of hospitality now. So all of this is actually, you need people that are coming from schools like César Ritz to grab the opportunity and think of new ways to make a customer feel safe when they travel. So this is what the spirit of César Ritz is. It's a continuously growing and changing industry, and César Ritz focuses on leaders that can make sure that this change is being pushed in the right direction. So if this is the kind of person that you are, then César Ritz is the right school for you. César Ritz is actually based quite a lot on learning by doing. So you can see here that it's quite an active school, but what they like using as a motto is tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. And this is very, very much in touch with Gen Z. Generation Z is a generation that really wants to learn by doing. They do not want to sit in a classroom and just listen to a teacher for 1 hour and take notes and then go give a test. So César Ritz really follows this this spirit. Sorry, Tan, do you want to, should I take a break or should I continue?
Just keep going, thank you.
Okay. So just again, to give you quite a, sorry, there's an issue here with the logos. It's double, it's appearing double. Why students choose César Ritz and who they are, it's of course an option, it's an opportunity to live and study abroad. You have different locations, the French, the German side, but you can also travel around the Italian side. If you want to open up your own business or take over your own family business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, and also you can get a great prestigious academic qualification from César Ritz and from Washington State University, which I'll talk about in a second. And also it's a really, César Ritz is focusing a lot on sustainable tourism and sustainable business. So it's one of those schools that focuses on green tourism and how to create sustainable businesses. So if you're interested in this part of the green planet, as we call it, César Ritz really focuses a lot of the teaching on how to do that. As I mentioned earlier, we have the students that study with us receive a double degree, so from César Ritz itself and from Washington State University. So this is actually a great addition to the reason why you should choose César Ritz as a place to study. Having a degree from Washington State University gives great strength to the students that want to actually work around the world and get their degrees qualified around the world. So Tan, you tell me whenever I should stop.
Yes. Thầy Tarek vừa giới thiệu nhanh về học viện César Ritz. Tôi nhận được rất là nhiều câu hỏi các bạn sinh viên. César Ritz là cái gì? César Ritz là tên của một người đó, người nào hay là một cái địa điểm nào? Câu trả lời César Ritz là tên của một nhân vật, tức là của một người mà được gọi là King of Hotel, tức là được gọi là người sáng lập ra cái gọi là cái ngành này ở Thụy Sĩ, một cái người đặt chuẩn mực cho cái sự hoàn thiện trong dịch vụ. Và ông là người Thụy Sĩ và cái học viện César Ritz được xây dựng dựa trên những cái quan điểm của ông, dựa trên cái nền tảng lý thuyết của ông trong cái việc đem lại một cái sự hoàn hảo về dịch vụ đến với khách hàng. Thì đó là cái phần thầy Tarek chia sẻ về César Ritz, học viện César Ritz cũng như là cái người sáng lập ra cái người đặt chuẩn mực cho ngành này ở Thụy Sĩ. Next please.
Perfect. So I'll just quickly go through, as we mentioned earlier, it's the program structure. The BA is 3 years, where the students will focus on food and beverage and management in year 1, room division and hospitality business in year 2, and international business entrepreneurship and a business plan in year 3. I'm just going to speed through them. This is, don't worry, I won't go through each and every class. Here is what a student can receive from G-Connect. If they're interested in going through each and every course that we teach, it's very, very actually interesting if you see what you'll be doing and each year of studies at César Ritz when you study. So for your BA, this is what your program would look like. And when you do your master's, this is what your program would look like. Again, I'm not going to go through all of the details now, but these are located on our brochures, and the consultants at G-Connect are always available to go through them, or if anybody wants to speak to any of us in cooperation with G-Connect, please let us know and we can guide you through the programs. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, we have various partnerships. So quickly about the campus life. On all of our campuses at César Ritz Colleges is a very, very active and proactive life. The students actually take the life on campuses in their own hands. They have a student government. They have various events. They have various excursions every week. They go to different places that are nearby, or also even farther away in Europe. So they do a lot of traveling. They work on a lot of projects, such as and master classes. They have such as the César Ritz Wine Club, where they actually do wine tasting, the wine setups, how to do wine and food, and wine and desserts matching. And of course, we have the Students Ambassador Forum, where this is kind of like the student government, where they take the leadership of the student life. So I can go on and on. There's so many things going on the campuses. I just wanted to give kind of a quick picture of how active our students are, and how many things the students can get into. And also for those that are interested, we have a very extensive alumni group from all of the Swiss Education Group schools, but also from César Ritz. So if anybody wants to get in touch with an alumni and speak to an alumni, please reach out to us and we can get you in touch. So yeah, I mean, regarding quickly just about the different scholarship opportunities and the SEG Cares, it's very important for students to know that we know that COVID has brought hardship on most families. So the Swiss Education Group offers scholarships at César Ritz Colleges and in all of our schools. For this year, we have scholarships of up to 20 to 25%. And also for next year, if a student begins in 2021, the student can start in July, and they can have a scholarship of up to 30% at César Ritz Colleges. This year, due to the pandemic, we're also helping students by having a reduced confirmation fee. So from 3,000 francs, it is now 1,000 francs for them to confirm to come and study with us. And as we mentioned earlier, we have different scholarship paths for students, also for the master's program. So if a student wants to do a master's degree with us, they can also reach out to G-Connect. They can get in touch with them, inform them which path they want to go down, and then we have secured scholarships only for G-Connect students. So we'll make sure that if you're coming to study with us through G-Connect, then you get a specific. Of course, you'll do an interview with us. We'll check your motivation letter and your statements, and then we'll make sure that we can help you and your family as much as possible to come and study with us. So I think what's most important here to keep in mind is that SEG Cares, not only as a program, but we do care. We want to make sure that the students that want to study with us can get as much help as possible, especially during the pandemic. We know that it's a very difficult time for families and for students. So please reach out to our team, reach out to G-Connect, and make sure that we get the chance to talk to you and discuss the various kind of options that you can get to study with us. So Tan, I think I'll leave it at that so that we can have enough time because Max speaks a lot as well, as much as I do, and I know that we need some translating as well. So
Sure.
I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Tarek. Thank you very much for your shares and the info on César Ritz as well as Swiss Education Group. Đó là cái phần chia sẻ của thầy Tarek về học viện César Ritz cũng như là về tập đoàn Swiss Education Group. Chắc chắn rồi, tất cả những thông tin chi tiết hơn sẽ được các anh chị tư vấn viên của QTKS rất là sẵn lòng để có thể tư vấn cho các em sâu hơn trong cái chương trình học, chi phí cũng như những học bổng hiện giờ mà César Ritz Colleges dành cho sinh viên Việt Nam. Lưu ý là các bạn sẽ các bạn thấy là chương trình tại César Ritz có hai cái ngạch học, đó là ngạch cử nhân và ngạch thạc sĩ, tức là dành cho các bạn đã tốt nghiệp đại học. Thì nó sẽ có những chuyên ngành khác nhau. Các bạn sẽ nên chia sẻ với tư vấn viên để họ có thể tư vấn cho mình một cách chính xác nhất, cũng như là kết nối bạn với lại những anh chị của sinh viên đã từng học tập tại César Ritz để họ có thể chia sẻ những cái nội dung mà nó mang tính chuyên sâu hơn, nó có phù hợp với mình hay không, nó có những khó khăn gì, thử thách gì trong cái việc học tập để mình có thể chọn đúng cái chương trình cũng như là chọn đúng cái học viện mà mình mong muốn theo học tập. Phần tiếp theo sẽ là phần chia sẻ của thầy Max Behesht. Hello Max, can you hear us?
I hear you very well, dear Ty.
Again, thank you very much for joining us. It's our pleasure to have you here today. So, as mentioned, I want to let you give you the stage for the next 45 minutes to share with our attendees. So, just for your information, we're having about 100 people watching live on our fan page. Over here at Zoom, it's about 28, and we have a few more on our YouTube channel. So this is none of them speaking English. So I'll try to briefly translate, what you mentioned to our attendees. But I'll let you do most of the talk. So yeah, please go ahead. If you could. You're co-host now, so if you could share your screen.
I am indeed. Thank you very much, Tan. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's a pleasure to be with everybody online. It's a pleasure to be listening to my dear friend and colleague, Tarek, as well. It was so good at really introducing the world of SEG and Swiss Education Group and everything we do. And it's been very nice listening to the conversations. And it's nice to listen to more and more Vietnamese. We've had many Vietnamese students on our campus. They're all amazing, very engaged, and I really, really appreciate them being with us. And I like listening to the voice and trying to kind of make out something out of it. But of course, the only thing I understand is either my name, Tarek's name, or the name of our schools. But having said that, it's a real pleasure being with you. It's always nice, even though it's on screen and we can't see each other live or converse live, and I can see you guys besides you wonderful people. It is great fun, even on a Sunday, because this is what we do and we're passionate about hospitality, bringing people together. And Tan, I'll try to keep it short as well. As Tarek said, I do speak and I do try to keep it short. It doesn't always work, but let's see. So let me start sharing the slides.
Sure, thank you.
And do you see the slides well?
Yes, we do.
Very good. So here's a bit of an idea of me. You already know, of course, everybody. Here's the idea. This is what I'd like us to kind of go through a little bit step by step. And then along the way, Tan, feel free to pose any questions or any thoughts or ideas you might have, that, or potentially we get some comments on the chat.
Yep.
Then you just let me know. When I was thinking about this and we were talking about what to talk about specifically, everything connected to my thoughts about, well, what the future probably will bring. How, and Tarek mentioned about the industry, hospitality industry, and the future of it. And it's all not fully clear, but we always like talking about it and speculating, because I too believe that the future of hospitality is very bright. It's different, but it's bright. I believe that. Generation Z, what you're going to hear me say is that I fundamentally believe that generations doesn't matter, because we are all human beings and we have passions and dreams that we want to fulfill. But there are small differences that are interesting to talk about. I'll try to connect it a little bit to ideas of leadership. Of course, you will never get me to be on any conversation without mentioning the art of hospitality, which Tarek already mentioned. And I'll bring that up a little bit as well. And then I thought we would have a couple of tips and ideas for the lovely viewers here online, so that they could really, if they want to, have some core elements with them. So I'll try to share that as well during the talk. And then we go into Q&A. And I'll be happy to stick around and then listen to that as well. So, challenges of the future. Or as I would say, you know, the future of work. A lot of people think that this is going to be the, you know, the robots taking over. And I don't really necessarily believe that, but I think many jobs that are not highly appreciated and people don't really love doing them, yeah, they will disappear. And AI, artificial intelligence, is going to be something that's going to come more and more. Absolutely. But I think what's really important is that you find the special skills that you have and you continuously develop it. That's something we do very well in our schools. We could always get better at it, but we do it well to try to help our students from day one to figure out, why do I do what I do? Why am I here for? And try to figure out. In fact, in a couple of slides, I'm going to share a technique, which is very simple for everybody here online who haven't really figured out exactly what their big dream is, for them to be able to kind of use this tool to figure it out a little bit more. But I think in the future, mastering your trade, what's your key skills, is going to be very important more than ever. And that connects to also our ability that once we understand what that specialty is, we need to also understand that things will change continuously. Just look at COVID in these past 6 months. The world has changed forever, and there will be a new normal. And if you're not flexible and you're not aware about who you are and what you really need to do to bring the best of value and service to the world, it's not going to be easy. So EQ, which is emotional intelligence, and the ability to change will be absolutely essential. So these things I'd like to give a couple of tips and ideas about as well as we go on. Tan, would you like to say something? By the way, you speak very good Vietnamese. I'm very impressed.
Thank you. Sure. I'll just quickly briefing what you are going through for our Vietnamese student. Thầy Max đang nói về cái quan điểm của thầy trong cái góc nhìn của nhân loại về tương lai ở mọi lĩnh vực khác nhau, về gọi là thời đại robot tự động hóa, và thầy nói về EQ. EQ cho những bạn nào chưa biết, ở đây chúng ta gọi là emotion quotient, tức là gọi là trí tuệ cảm xúc. Chúng ta có IQ là gọi là trí tuệ, gọi là intelligence quotient là gọi là chỉ số thông minh. Tuy nhiên các bạn thấy là EQ, trí tuệ cảm xúc, là một yếu tố mà được đòi hỏi rất là nhiều từ các nhà tuyển dụng, được đánh giá, tức là họ dùng cái đó để đánh giá một ứng viên, một con người, một nhân viên, cũng như là một cái yêu cầu mà có thể gọi là rất là đặc thù cho thế hệ, cụ thể là thế hệ Z, thế hệ hậu thiên niên kỷ. Thank you, Max.
Thank you. So there's one major concern that it's continuously there, and in fact, it's one of the core reasons why I do what I do every single day, because according to research and surveys done by a very important company called Gallup, they go around the world and ask people, thousands of people who have jobs, do you love what you do? Do you enjoy your job? Are you actively engaged? And in fact, the number that is on the top in green here on this slide is the most important one for me. Only 13% of people say that they love what they do, that they're actively engaged in what they do. 13%. Now, usually I would ask the audience, How many people, if we have 10 people, how many people is 13% out of 10? Tan, let me ask you, how many people is 13% out of 10 people?
1.3.
Yes. So it's one person and then 0.3 of a person?
Not even two, huh?
And so 0.3 of a person, I always say, well, that's something like a shoulder or a happy arm, right?
Yeah.
That's it, 30% of a person. That's not good enough to be engaged. It's not going to help. So it's 1 out of 10. Thank you, John. And if it's just 1 out of 10, we got a big problem out there, because in order to be fulfilled and engaged and happy in our lives, we can't get up along the most, active, young, healthy years of our lives where we're working. We can't be in a job and a career that we don't appreciate and we hate. That is a massive problem around the world, and it causes so much pain for many people. And the main objective that I always have is, I don't ever want to see any of our students complete their degree, first of all, not knowing why they do what they do, and not have a clue where they want to go, but then end up in a position, in a job, where they wake up in the morning and go, I don't want to get up, not because they're tired, but because I really don't want to go to work. I don't want you guys to have a job. I don't even want you guys to have a career, which is good, but I want you to have a purpose. And I think the future, especially after COVID, is going to connect a lot more to, what is my purpose? What is that music in me? How can I discover that? So let's talk about Generation Z. I am not going to go through this entire slide. I think McKinsey and Co. has done a beautiful work of putting these generations together, from baby boomers in the 40s and the 50s to Generation X, 60s to the 80s, and I'm right at the end of that. And then Generation Y, what we call millennials. I usually used to talk about the generation of millennials and how focused they are on the phones and disengaged and entitled sometimes and all that, but it's not all about that. And then we have Generation Z. And I'm assuming, Ty, that a lot of people who are listening here are Generation Z.
Yes.
But I would also say, don't let other people define who you are. You are a unique individual with special, unique abilities. And even if we were say, hey, why don't you look at the category here, column Z? This is who you are. It's just a broad definition. It does not have to represent you in any way, but you need to be aware of these things as well for yourself and for your ability to become a great leader and successful individual and professional in the future. All right. So I'm not going to go through this, but yes, I'm going to bring up about 3 or 6 topics that also have been discussing with a good friend of mine who is a Generation Z herself, and she actually has been talking about this a lot, Frankie Johnson, and she brings up very key elements of this. So let me get through this. And Tan, you have the slides, so if the audience is interested in this specific slide, I think it's a very interesting one. Please feel free to share this one. It's a good one, and it's from McKinsey, and so there it is. So Generation Z, this is how I would see it. You want to say something, by the way, Tan?
Sure. I mean, this is the graph is so clear and
It explains itself, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you might go ahead, please. Thank you.
All right. So one of the words that Frank usually uses is, and I like this one, is that, well, Generation Z, they're phygital. They really are good at mixing up the physical experience with the digital experience, connecting both together in symbiosis to enhance their own skills. Multitasking, much more than older generations were able to, and of course, tech savvy, because you guys grew up already very much connected in so many ways. So this is something that is interesting to realize, especially if you're also somebody who wants to promote a business and sell into the Generation Z category. And then hyper custom. as she says it. So Generation Z is set to want and look forward personalized experiences, customized routines, and customized offers. And even in their workplace, they would much rather see their positions being customized and fit exactly to them. Now, again, someone could say, well, any other person would love to see their position customized and set exactly to their abilities. And I would fully agree with that. That's the best kind of position that one could have. And now I think Generation Z is even more focused on that, which is great, because we're going to combine all this and bring it together with why hospitality is so suitable for what is categorized as Generation Z. Third one is purpose-driven. Even millennials were in a position where they always wanted to feel fulfilled about what they did. And if their work wasn't fulfilling and had no purpose or meaning, they wouldn't be connected. But even more so for Generation Z. Now, that's why I put a little question mark here. Whose purpose? Are you listening to the media and just taking in impulses from the world, and you believe that you're in a massive, energetic activist, authentic, based on somebody else's views or what is coming towards you? Or are you truly discovering your own purpose in life and getting out there, bringing the value and service of yourself to the world, and making sure that your music is played in a way that you shape the world according to your contribution? That's the big thing. And you want to say something about that, Tom? Because the next slide, I'm actually going to offer the audience exactly that simple tool, which is called the element, so that they can start analyzing them themselves a little bit.
Thank you. Thầy Max vừa mới liệt kê ra cho chúng ta thấy những cái đặc thù mà thế hệ Z, tức là thế hệ hậu thiên niên kỷ, một cái thế hệ mà những cái tác động bởi môi trường sống, bởi những cái yếu tố về social media, tức là về mạng truyền thông, rồi những cái công cụ phát triển công nghệ, nó ảnh hưởng trực tiếp lên cái tư duy cũng như là cái định hướng của các bạn khi trưởng thành. Điều này để chúng ta có thể thấy rõ mình hơn, cũng như là mình có thể xác định được cái định hướng của mình. Và tiếp theo thầy Max sẽ nói về cái cách mà chúng ta sẽ kiểm chứng lại cái điều này. Thank you, Max.
Thank you. All right, so let's have a look at this. I'm sure, Tan, you've seen this before. Yeah. It's called the element. And by means, Sir Ken Robinson is a major famous education guru of our time. And he wrote a book called The Element. And he offers there a simplified version of a kind of a idea or philosophy of life that is connected to what's called the ikigai, which is a Japanese concept, where people truly combine their passion with their skills. And he says, well, actually, in a simplified way, you could do 3 things that are of value to you for you to get to know yourself and find that magic in you, right? Whenever I'm touring around the world and I'm meeting potential students and talking to parents, I always ask the students, who are you and your superhero version in the future? Can you imagine that and close your eyes and see, if you could dream out anything, what's that big dream you have? What's the super version of you? And then imagine today what you would have to do so that you step by step get closer to that. So anyway, let's look at the concept. You would need to do 3 different things, all right? And the first one is sit down and start analyzing. Take a piece of paper, take a piece of paper, just a pen, and start writing and analyzing. What are the things you love doing, right? And I often ask this to, of our students the first weeks that are on campus. And the first thing they say sometimes is like, Mr. Max, I love sleeping. I love eating. I love playing computer games. And that's perfectly fine. But then you should not stop there and continue writing things down about the things that you love doing. Maybe it's specific sports. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it is speaking, public speaking. Maybe it is, poetry, whatever it may be, math. You need to figure that out. And you say, if somebody would not, if you would be even asked to be paid to get to do this thing that you love, what would that thing be? And then once you analyze this, the next question would be, what are the things that you are truly great and good at doing? Now, I know a lot of people are very humble and uncertain about their special abilities and skills, because obviously you're still growing, you're still learning. And so usually I ask the students, what are you good at? And they go, nothing. But that's not true, obviously. You're just being humble and modest about it. But if you are sitting here listening right now and you don't have something that you say immediately, I'm good at this, maybe you should listen to people around you. Maybe it is your family, maybe it is your friends, or maybe it's in your school, your teachers. They come to you and they say, listen, you seem to be pretty good at this thing, whatever it is. And if you're hearing that repeatedly, maybe that is something you should be putting down there, okay? Because by combining these two, if you can find something that you're good at and something that you love doing, then you can find something that is of value to the world and the world needs you to do, so that the world becomes a more valuable, better place, more peaceful place, or happier place, or your community. And if you can find that, you can actually get up every morning, do something you love doing, do something you're good at, and you're actually producing it through a service, a product. Maybe it's a business idea, maybe it's some kind of company, or whatever it is. Maybe it's your performance, maybe you're a singer. Whatever that value is you offer to the world, if you can find that core, that connects very well to your idea of a purpose, that music in you, as we say. It could change and grow and develop. But let me say this, it took me almost 40 years to find this for me. And I wish somebody would have sat with me. And my father tried many, many, many times, many years ago, but you don't listen to your father, do you? So you need to sit down and you need to analyze properly, who is it that you want to be, and find that core. Because if you do, and you decide that you follow this, you get better every single day by doing what you love and you're good at. You become an expert. One day you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, it's like, hey, I seem to be an expert. But even better, people who work with you, your employer, your boss, people around you say, hold on a second. He or she is an expert, a maestro, a sensei of sorts. And so you get happier, more fulfilled, and you can follow a career where you're truly bringing value to the world. I love people who wake up in the morning and say, how may I serve? That's connected to hospitality. We got to get to it. Tom?
Thank you. I think I like this, and I can.
That's good to hear, Tom.
Connect it to myself a lot. Where I've got students asking about passion. They try to looking for passion, and there's no such passion exists without those three circles. I think that's where I can explain about passion. Passion is something not right there, but once you combine those trees, that's when passions actually evolve, and then it's keep on growing as long as you keep those three elements.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to use those to explain to our students, because I'm struggling explaining that. They try looking for the thing. It's just like an existing things that they can find in an Amazing Grace and scavenger hunts. What I'm saying. This is good. This is where I can actually use to explain to our students. Would you agree?
That's good to hear. That's good. Listen, I'm trying to convince my own brother, who is just a couple years younger than me, to keep focusing on this, because he's struggling exactly with this. If he would hear me saying this, he would kill me. But it is very valuable. And if you figure this out as young as you are, the younger you are, the more powerful you'll become. Authentically. And that's beautiful. All right. So let's look at a couple more things about Generation Z Creativity is another thing. The multitasking thing connects to the creativity idea. That is also very valuable. If you use it the right way, the family culture driven focus, sustainability, awareness, equality. And this is why I was bringing up the previous slide. If you're focusing on all this purpose, and if you listen to the media and you take in some maybe political view or whatever it is, and you make that your core passion, then you are actually following somebody else's agenda for whatever reason. But if you define that for yourself and modify it and grow it based on who you are, then you'll have a whole different purpose. And then these things, the family culture driven mindset helps you in an entirely different way. And another thing that the Generation Z is said to be is entrepreneurial. Now, immediately this connects to César Ritz himself, who passed away, as Tarek said. He passed away more than 100 years ago, and still today, we talk about him and the legacy that he built up, because he was a true innovator, the visionary, and he changed the world of luxury hospitality with everything he did. So being an entrepreneur or being an intrapreneur, and this is also important, being an entrepreneur does not mean you start your own business and you have to be, you know, the startup kind of setting and everybody was supposed to be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is a mindset. You can be an employee, and then you would be calling yourself an intrapreneur. As an employee, you also need to be inventive, innovative, and come up with new things and create and change and shift. So it's not only about running your own business. It's about knowing how you are thinking and what your mindset is and how you grow things. All right, so that's another thing. And based on that, of course, César Ritz is a great example of somebody who created something new that the world hadn't seen before in terms of delivering amazing experiences. And that's why we're proud to have his name of our school. That's why we're still today talking about him. I heard once that he said, what we do in life echoes in eternity if that thing that we do is a true, authentic value. So this connects beautifully to everything we're talking about. Let's talk about leadership briefly. Very briefly. Oh, by the way, Tanya, you want to say something before I continue?
No, please. No, please continue.
All right, so interrupt me, please, by all means, because I get into this. Stop me at any time if you'd like to explain something or translate something, and then we move on.
Thank you.
John Maxwell says he's a guru about leadership, by the way. He says a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And I like that. And basically that also connects to this other one. Leadership is about influence. Nothing more, nothing less. To be able to influence and show your followers that they can also become and help them become leaders of the future. How do you do that then? 3 things to focus on, I would say. Being authentic, which is exactly what we're talking about, understanding who you are. Very important. Building trust. I often talk, Tarek mentioned personal branding and branding a little bit. I often speak about personal branding. To be able to show the world who you are. A personal brand is nothing but a simple promise that you will deliver to the world. Whenever they deal with you, they know what they're getting in terms of your qualities, and trust and being trustworthy is one of the key important things. And then the third thing and most important thing, I believe, is how you serve the people you lead and you serve the world. How do you do that? So some people say, I don't want to learn about service because we teach practical service on campus. It's the idea of knowing how you create service, knowing how you create experiences, which is very important. All right, so let's connect this to what I'm absolutely obsessed about, which is the art of hospitality. You can call hospitality an industry, but you could also call it, as I always do, it's so much more than that. It's not about just multitasking and putting a smile on your face. It's an art. And what kind of an art is it? 3 pieces, all right? First of all, the very fundamental core of hospitality is knowing how to be excellent and having the expertise and excellence, being able to combine it with empathy. Because without empathy, and sometimes that happens in hospitality too, and you see people who are very good in what they do, but you don't feel it because they are not able to deliver it empathetically with empathy. All right, so empathy and excellence in hospitality goes hand in hand, because if there is no empathy, there is arrogance. We can't have that. That's not good enough at all. All right. But what the art of hospitality is, in my view, three things. The way, and by the way, Tyne and everybody here in the audience, feel free to correct me if you think that you don't agree with this, but this is how I believe the art of hospitality is designed. Number one is my ability to be able to welcome guests, clients, patients, partners, family members, anybody to my home, to my business. Number one, the welcome. All right. And I think I got it on the slide here too. The number two part, second part, is once I've welcomed them, my ability to design, to first of all, take apart and design an amazing experience for them that they never forget about, that they want to tell everybody else about, and that they want to come back for more of. All right. So I would call that the experience. And then once you welcome them and offer them a great experience they won't forget, then you build long-lasting relationships with them. This is, for me, the core of the art of hospitality. And because of this, hospitality goes beyond any industry and is all about human relations and being able to become successful in what you do. And if you learn to truly do this authentically, you'll be unbeatable if you do that really well. All right. So this is how I think it connects to everything. Now, I thought we would bring up a few tips and ideas, and I thought we go into two different ideas. One of them is a book by Stephen Covey that I'm going to get to, 7 simple things that you could focus on. And another one is the idea of emotional intelligence, because some people argue it doesn't even exist. Fine. It's about being able to very specifically focus on a few things that is very valuable to you. All right. So emotional intelligence. A lot of people talk about it. Let me give you the simple version, and then we look at the theory very briefly. You need to be emotional intelligence. EQ is very important, they say. And this is my version of it. Is my emotional intelligence is my ability to understand and appreciate and to control my own emotions and moods. Number one. Second part of it is my ability to understand and appreciate and recognize the moods and emotions of others. But of course, I cannot control them, but I can surely influence them. All right. So me and others, to be able to control it. There are thousands of different emotions, and we can't even control our own. But the more you learn how to do that, the stronger you become, and the more competitive you'll be out there. So how about that? Here's basically the theory. Self-awareness, the me part, self-management, social awareness, and the relationship management. So the social component of it. Personal competence, social competence. All right. Now, how can you develop this? A few tips and tricks. Very simple. And you're going to look, oh, we've heard this before. Well, I sure hope so, because it's very basic. So it's, you know, it's not about the specific theories. It's about what you do every single day and the combination of everything you do that defines your personality and shows who you are to the world. So here are a few things you could do. Let me just share it properly. On the self-management part, knowing why you do what you do, again, it connects to your purpose and being able to talk about it. I always ask, are feelings good or bad, negative or positive? And I always say, actually, you don't need to consider feelings as good or bad. You know, we're used to cell phones and mobile phones and Generation Z more than ever. All you can focus on is say, okay, I am feeling in a special way right now, either good or bad, or I'm feeling disgusted, angry, or I'm happy and joyful. And see that as a message, as a WhatsApp message maybe, to your system and to your mind about something that might be going on. And then you analyze that message and say, okay, I'm feeling this way. How could I be feeling this way? Is there something I can learn from this? Is there something I can do to control this and to improve this? If you look at it that way, then you're not treating your feelings as just good or bad. You just see them as a little WhatsApp message. That surely helps. And then getting comfortable with discomfort. You learn more where you're not in your comfort zone, not far from it so you forget, but slightly outside. And this is, in the world of learning and academics, is very important to be slightly outside of it. But you need to be comfortable also when you're uncomfortable. And that's the future need in the world, because it will shift so much. If you're able to do that, you'll be much more successful. Another one, self-management. This is really easy, so we go very briefly through it. Reading, writing, sleeping, have a great sleeping routine, amazingly important. I don't sleep well, I put on weight. So I still need to improve my sleep, as you can see, all right? You can learn from the good experiences and bad experiences. That is absolutely true. So I always tell our students, we are not perfect. There is no perfect school in the world. So you need to embrace everything you're experiencing in your journey with us, so that you learn from the great stuff that you see, but also the things that somehow even upsets you. Oh my God, why is this working this way? We can learn from that too. And that becomes part of your education. And then finally, science research has even shown that when you smile, when you even fake a smile, Tom, let me ask you, if would you rather people fake the smile or that they wouldn't smile at all?
Yeah, I agree. I would. Yeah, everyone wants to see it.
It's a tricky question, right?
Someone that I deeply know of, if they fake smile, I can figure out. Otherwise, I would. Yeah, well, I mean, everyone would say I would love to have someone rather fake their smiles. Yeah.
You see, so this is so interesting, because science proves that even if you fake a smile, your brain releases these happy hormones that in fact make you feel stronger and happier, even if you're faking it, which is funny. So I don't like people not being genuine and authentic, but I'd much rather see them trying, and at least trying, because that connects to their brain and the connectivity between their thoughts and their reactions. So actually it helps, which is funny. So that's the self-management part. And then we look at the social awareness, how you connect with people. Well, use people's names. People's names are extremely important to them. Live in the moment, right here, right now, as I always say, and try to put yourself in other people's shoes, which is called empathy, right? And that's very hard to do. But the more you try actively, mindfully, the better it gets. And then finally, remembering little things in the relationship management part. Remember the little things. It's the deep detail, and the devil is in the detail. And if we know and remember small details about other people, they will always remember that, because people will not remember what you said or did, but people sure will never forget how you made them feel. So that is very important. Another one is, again, it's connecting to millennials and Generation Z. It's tackling tough conversations. In the world of online dating and dating apps and all that, Tinder and all, there's something called, a concept called ghosting people, right? Where people just all of a sudden disappear and will not respond to anything. But that's not the only place it's happening within dating. It's also happening in business, where people communicate, have meetings, all of a sudden one of them stops, because it's so much easier, and people are lazy, to just ignore somebody instead of taking a tough conversation. Don't do that. It's worth mentioning briefly, even though at the moment it's tough, and bringing up a tough conversation instead of just ignoring it and ghosting people, which will make them feel really bad and always remember you as the person who ghosted them. So that is very important. This is emotional intelligence. And I always say, and I give an example, something that my teachers, one of my greatest teacher in life was doing. He would always compare this idea of emotional intelligence and what we have on the inside with this. Here's a fruit. And Tyler, let me ask you, you see this orange, right? If I would give you this orange and I would say, you can hold it like this, and I will give you all the power in the world to squeeze the juice out of it, what would come out?
Juice, of course, orange juice.
Orange juice?
Yeah.
So has it ever happened that you squeeze the orange and apple juice comes out?
Sure not.
Pineapple juice come out?
Nope.
Small little bananas coming out?
Nope.
Even in Vietnam?
Yeah, sure. No.
So, of course, it's an orange, and it's got to be oranges coming out, right? Good or bad. And this connection is with the idea of, just like the orange, we as individuals have something on the inside, our emotions, our moods, our expertise, and our skills. And when we are asked to perform, when we are stressed, when we are squeezed against the wall, what comes out can only be what's on the inside. And if what's on the inside is not excellence, it's not empathy, it's not going to be good. So you need to be very careful and mindful about all those emotions and moods that you have on the inside. And you want it to be happy, positive, really energetic juice that you have on the inside, just like this orange actually has. All right, so this is, I always used to mention this because it really connects to me and I always remember it. And taking this one step further, we are, of course, a combination of all the accumulation of all the habits that we have. And speaking of that, I'd like to briefly mention a good book from Stephen Covey, and I'd like to just take the small bits of recommendation that he has, because that's very valuable too. A very simply read book, and it's got a lot of good advice. And here are a few things about that. Being proactive, anticipating things, and doing them before people expect you to do it is very powerful. That's the key ingredient in great hospitality, where you kind of have a magic crystal ball and you see into the future. You don't really do that, but you anticipate and do something for somebody who wasn't really expecting it. Another one is have an objective and goal and vision before you do something. Begin with the end in mind. Then, of course, make a priority of the things that you should do. Just because you have 30 things that you got to do doesn't mean you should just start with A, B, C, D, E. You need to know what's the most important and most impactful thing to do. Another thing is, whenever you're negotiating, think for the benefit of others as well. Win-win. When you're team working and whatever it is you're doing, think of the benefit of others too, because if it needs to be you winning all the time only and others losing, you're going to leave a trail behind you that's not going to be a positive trail. That's not good. Another one is try to understand before you react. That's part of the emotional intelligence. Synergize, meaning, again, thinking win-win. Synergize in everything you do. Look for benefits and look for continuous improvement. I always tell our students, as long as you're competing against yourself, and that's who we should compete with, all I want to see you do, when you look at yourself in the morning, the day after, you should be able to ask yourself, am I more knowledgeable and better today versus yesterday? In any way, small increments. If the answer is yes, you're on a good way. All right? This is how great change happens. And then sharpen the saw. Again, every single day, a little bit better. And that's why I call our students agents of excellence. Not because they're perfect, not because they know all the knowledge in the world, but because they try to be a little bit better day by day. Now, I hope that kind of makes sense. All that said about hospitality, leadership, emotional intelligence, we actually try to do that and bring it along in our program. So we don't only have a proper business education in César Ritz Colleges with a double degree that you get within 3 years. We also offer the proper art of hospitality, and where you can really offer great experiences and build relationships. And finally, we bring it together with the idea of life. From day one, I ask our students, why are you here? And sometimes I get the answer, well, mommy sent me or daddy sent me. And that's perfectly fine. But we want our students to start understanding the why. We send them to 2 different internships, Switzerland and globally, for them to experience the pain and the joy of being in a proper job, and to learn from that and to become stronger and understand where they want to go, so that when they graduate, they don't go to mommy and daddy and say, mommy, daddy, I got 2 degrees here with César Ritz Colleges, one from César Ritz Colleges and from Washington State University, but I don't know what to do now. We want our students to figure that out as they go along their program. 3 years, double degree, 2 internships, you're ready to rock it if you pay attention to your personal development and life skills at the same time. That's what we want to do. And this is, I think, what's going to be very valuable going beyond COVID-19, because there will be a new normal. The old world, the way it was, is not going to happen. Forget about it. It's going to be a new normal. And I believe that in hospitality, what's going to be absolutely essential, and the successful people will be the ones able to offer, in whatever they do, the best of an experience that can be offered. So the best experience of a product or service, if you're the one offering that, you're going to be the most successful in hospitality and in beyond, in any industry that we're talking about in general. And that's why I always tell our students, connecting to everything we talked about, any generation you may be from, do not go where the path may lead, as Emerson says. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a beautiful train behind you. And remember, what we do in life echoes in eternity. That's why it's so inspiring to focus on the special thing that you really care about. So I think, having said that, Tan,
Yes.
we are good with the time, I think.
Oh, I think we're doing very well with timing.
Well, you know what? Then I'm going to stop sharing, because we got Brother Tarek here too. And we're good to go with any questions and comments and remarks. I hope the audience is still with you and kind of had some thoughts.
Sure, they're still with us, and I'm sure we already have some questions that we're taking, and then we're gonna put it at
I
the
know,
end.
I've seen that answer, yeah.
And also take live questions as well, but thank you very much for sharings, and we truly appreciate your visions versus what César Ritz is doing for our students. Before we go into the Q&As, hope you can just stay with us for a couple more minutes before we
I'm with you, no problem.
invite our 2 alumni, 2 beautiful ladies here. Please come and join in stage. So they're going to sit in, here you go. You see them?
Hello.
Uh-oh.
They're magical. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
I think it's your virtual background that's doing that.
Yes, that's the virtual background. Sure, just let's fix it.
It's called Zoom magic.
And they're gone.
It is Zoom magic.
It is.
You never
So
know
Max,
what's happening with a
just me
virtual
and you.
background. And the audience, I think. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Oh, the virtual background is changing.
Hey.
Hello.
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 How are you doing?
Very good.
Hi, we can barely see you actually. Hi Tracy.
Hello, Tarek. Hello,
How are
Mark.
you?
Good.
Yeah, the virtual background is not working, Tan, actually. I think we should
Okay, we'll switch to
keep it natural. Doesn't matter where you are.
I would love it if there was just beautiful, pure jungle in the background.
Yeah. Max, I see you've upgraded your mirror with a light in front. It's a new image.
It's always been there, but you know, I shift the table a little bit around, so depending on the angle of the table, the light comes and goes.
Okay.
And this light actually is the magical one who brings some light into it, because otherwise, you know, it would be way too dark.
Yeah, I agree.
More stable. Oh,
There you go. the banners popped up.
Chào mọi người. Chào.
This is good. This is good.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for your two sharings presentations. It was very great. Myself and Tracy was follow of the videos, and it was really interesting sharing. So again, thank you so much.
Okay, so now we receive some questions from the audience, so we can try to answer the question.
No problem at all. Tarek can answer any question.
Thank you, Max.
Actually, the audience, they want to ask to share our experience in Switzerland. So now I'm going to speak in Vietnamese to share with the audience on what experience we spent in Switzerland. And okay.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead. Max and I both understand Vietnamese after this webinar, so it's fine.
Xin chào cả nhà, xin chào mọi người, xin giới thiệu thì Yến là đại diện chính thức của tập đoàn giáo dục Thụy Sĩ Swiss Education Group tại Việt Nam. Thì hôm nay rất vui được SEG Connect đến mời để tham dự và chia sẻ các bạn những cái kinh nghiệm, những cái trải nghiệm mà Yến đã sống, học tập và làm việc tại Thụy Sĩ trong hơn 6 năm qua. Và đây là Hoài Thanh cũng là cựu học sinh ở trường SHMS và trường HM. Thì Thanh ơi, cho Yến hỏi là lý do tại sao Thanh trước đây hình như Thanh không có phải học ngành hospitality đúng không?
Dạ đúng rồi, trước đây thì là em học gì? Em học chuyên ngành về tiếng Anh nói chung, và sau này thì là khi mà em có bắt đầu cảm giác là mình thích về cái ngành dịch vụ nói chung á, thì là em quyết định là chuyển hướng sang cái ngành hospitality.
Thế Thanh thấy cái ngành hospitality này nó khó hay nó dễ? Thanh cảm thấy như thế nào khi mà mình chuyển sang ngành mới này?
Thật ra thì là cũng không thể nói được là khó hay dễ, mà đó là một sự kết hợp hài hòa giữa khó và dễ. Tại vì khi mà mình được gặp gỡ nhiều người đến từ nhiều quốc gia khác nhau, với lại là mình được mở rộng nhiều mối quan hệ, thì là đó là một cái sự động viên rất là to lớn để mỗi người công tác trong ngành hospitality có thể được tiếp tục công tác và tiếp tục phục vụ, tiếp tục làm hài lòng khách hàng. Thì là em thấy rất là thú vị. Và em biết là chị Yến học ở Thụy Sĩ cũng hơn 6 năm. Thì là sau khi tốt nghiệp trường HIM thì tại sao chị Yến lại không về Việt Nam liền, mà chị Yến lại ở lại Thụy Sĩ để tiếp tục cái hành trình làm việc ở đất nước này?
Thì thật ra hồi đầu cũng như bao bạn khác thôi, thì chị đi du học thì chỉ muốn là học xong chương trình cử nhân, học xong 4 năm thì mình cũng sẽ về Việt Nam, chứ mình sẽ không ở lại. Nhưng nhiều khi cái đó là cái duyên em mà. Sau khi chị thực tập ở Disneyland Paris thì chị có quay về Thụy Sĩ, chị muốn học thêm tiếng Pháp, và chị rất thời gian đó thì chị cũng muốn cải thiện tiếng Pháp và cũng muốn lấy thêm bằng B2 của tiếng Pháp, cho nên chị quyết định là xin ở lại thêm 2 năm để học tiếng Pháp. Đồng thời thì chị cũng đi làm thêm. Trong quá trình học thì cũng đi part time làm thêm, thì được nhận vào làm ở một cái khách sạn là khách sạn boutique á. Thì sau đó thì được đồng nghiệp và bà chủ cũng quý mến, thì coi như là cái duyên. Thì thế là mình ở đó vừa học vừa làm thêm khoảng 3 năm nữa sau khi tốt nghiệp. Và trong thời gian đó thì mình cũng đi du lịch, mình kết hợp mình đi du lịch và mình gặp gỡ được rất là nhiều. Và mình cảm thấy rằng là đúng là nếu mình không chọn đi du học á, thì mình sẽ không có những cái trải nghiệm sống, mình sẽ không có cơ hội gặp những cái người thú vị đến với mình. Và sau này tới tận bây giờ mình vẫn còn giữ liên hệ với họ. Và khi về Việt Nam rồi thì sau mỗi 2 năm chị vẫn cố gắng sắp xếp quay lại để đi du lịch, đi tiếp những nơi mà chị chưa được đi.
Thật là thú vị. Một câu chuyện chung quy là tương tự với em, nhưng mà em lại có một thời gian ngắn hơn.
Thanh, vậy thì tại sao Thanh lại chọn trường SEG Cares và trường Viên? Lúc đó chị nghĩ là cũng nhiều trường ở Thụy Sĩ rất là tốt, thì không biết tại sao cuối cùng em lại quyết định là học ở trường SEG Cares và SEG.
Dạ thì là tại vì lúc mà em tìm hiểu á, thì là em qua đó thì em thấy được SHMS và HIM á, thì hai cái học viện này nó cung cấp một cái chương trình mà gọi là một sự kết hợp hài hòa giữa quản trị và cái chuyên ngành mà em mong muốn học trong ngành cái quản trị khách sạn này, đó là marketing. Thì là năm đầu tiên thì em chọn SHMS tại vì là ở cái học viện SHMS thì là người ta cung cấp một khóa học chung quy về quản trị nói chung, và cái kỳ tiếp theo mà lúc mà em học lên master á, thì là chọn SIM, tại vì là ở SIM thì có phân khúc những chuyên ngành riêng như là finance, marketing rồi vân vân nữa, nhưng mà em không nhớ hết được.
Em chọn chuyên ngành nào?
Em đã đi theo marketing. Dạ, và em thực sự là hài lòng với quyết định. Em thực sự rất là hài lòng với quyết định mà chọn SHMS và SIM, tại vì là đến bây giờ thì em đã làm được công việc mà mình rất là mong muốn.
Chị lâu giờ. Chị cũng vậy.
Okay, so Max and Tarek, we have some questions for you from our students. So the first question is, if I have the internship hospitality opportunity in Switzerland, then how hard it is if just only have English, or what happened if I have new language such as French, German? You got it?
Yeah, I can answer that question. So basically, at César Ritz Colleges, specifically, the students are required to take one of their internships in Switzerland. This is one of the major requirements, and for most students, one of the two internships are suggested to be done in Switzerland. Now, if a student speaks one of the two or main, let's say, Swiss languages, either French or German, Italian, or Romansh won't really help with the jobs here. But the more French or German they speak, the easier it is for them to actually get a strong internship in Switzerland. But students at SEG, they start learning French or German. They can choose one of these two languages when they come and study with us. So if they also start practicing one of these two languages from high school or from before they come studying with us, it's even better for them. So the more they know when they come, the better for them.
Thank you so much, Tarek. Các bạn học sinh ơi, là câu hỏi của các bạn là nếu như mà đi thực tập ở Thụy Sĩ mà sự khó khăn nếu như mà các bạn không nói tiếng Pháp hoặc là tiếng Đức thì là sẽ như thế nào? Thì là thầy Tarek có chia sẻ là nếu như mà bạn bắt đầu học tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức từ lúc ở Việt Nam hoặc là trong các trường cấp 3 thì là các bạn sẽ có nhiều cơ hội để có nhiều thực tập ở Thụy Sĩ hơn.
Yến cũng muốn bổ sung luôn là thực sự đây cũng là kinh nghiệm của Yến. Thì Yến chia sẻ là khi mà các bạn mà đã quyết định là đi du học Thụy Sĩ và muốn là mình sau này mình ra mình sẽ thực tập được một cái công việc, một cái vị trí ở những cái khách sạn lớn, chẳng hạn khách sạn tập đoàn thế giới, thì bắt buộc là các bạn nên nói được tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức, thì cơ hội mà các bạn tìm được rất là cao. Bởi vì khi mà đi thực tập thậm chí các bạn đi thực tập ở những nhà hàng local thôi thì người ta vẫn luôn sử dụng tiếng Pháp hoặc tiếng Đức để người ta phỏng vấn các bạn. Nhưng điều đó không có nghĩa là các bạn phải nói lưu loát, các bạn phải học rất là nhiều. Các bạn chỉ cần là mình nói được, mình ít nhất là mình có thể giao tiếp được cơ bản. Rồi sau đó mình trước khi đi phỏng vấn mình có thể chuẩn bị soạn ra một số cái câu hỏi bằng tiếng Pháp để khi mà nhà tuyển dụng họ hỏi mình thì mình có thể trả lời được. Thì lúc đó là mình sẽ được nhận. Đó cũng là cái mà Yến cũng hay, trước khi đi phỏng vấn Yến đều luôn soạn sẵn cho mình một cái list câu hỏi cả tiếng Anh và tiếng Pháp để khi mà Yến đi phỏng vấn thì Yến có thể trả lời được tốt hơn, và lúc đó người ta cũng thấy ôi bạn này nói được tiếng Pháp. Đó Thì đó cũng là một cái chia sẻ dành cho các bạn mà mình muốn đi qua Thụy Sĩ thì mình nên nói thêm tiếng Pháp, mình nên cố gắng mình học thêm tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức. Và hiện nay thì các bạn cũng thấy là thế hệ bây giờ thế hệ mới thì ai cũng nói được tiếng Anh, cho nên nói được tiếng Anh đó là cái điều căn bản rồi. Thì để mà có cái tính cạnh tranh, các bạn cần phải nói tiếng Pháp và tiếng Đức thì các bạn mới có sự cạnh tranh, không chỉ riêng đi học Thụy Sĩ mà ở những nước khác cũng vậy. Ở đây
cảm ơn Ý. Max, I have a question for you. You ready?
Max, you're on silent.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't see me because I'm disappeared, but this is.
You look great.
You can't see you. I really like your visions of the R&B group. Let's say when we change the way we look at service, and service is like our actions, the way we live, we serve and experience service will change. That's really good. But please give us some example from your experience to reflect this statement. Or in short, how do we change the way we look?
Yes, very good one. Exactly, it comes from the quote, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Now, when I talk about hospitality and the way you can actually, develop your excellence, your personal excellence, and that's actually the concept that I have in my business as well, the servicizer mindset, is that I am not only a participant, I'm not only an observer in the experiences that I'm seeing or the service I'm receiving or delivering, I'm also an active participant in every single way. And one of the examples I would give is that you need to learn also to become a great customer if you want to be of great service and value to others. Why is that? Because of this that we were talking about. So in order to have those, sample great experiences, you need to be very mindful to be a great customer. And let me give you a little example. I've done this for many, many years. And every time I'm checking into a hotel myself, and by the way, I think that life's not about the number of breaths we take, but the moments that take our breath away. So every single day I try to have absolutely the best experience that I can have. And I try to control that as much as I can to have an influence on my own experiences. So when I'm checking into a hotel, my number one focus is I'm walking into the lobby. I will not be distracted by this or anything else around me. I'm focused straight on the reception, the people on the reception. I want eye contact. I'm going to have a smile on my face. And as I approach them, I will say, hi, my name is Max Behesht. I hear you have the best room in the hotel for me. And sometimes, and then they see my reservation, and sometimes it might be the cheapest room in the basement. But because of that, their moods and reactions changes immediately, and we're connecting in a way that they are happy about giving me the best possible experience. And then 90% of the time, I get a better room, I get a better upgrade, I get a better interaction, and they remember me for the next time I might go to the reception and ask for something. So the approach I take is that I, as a customer, will be an active participant in the experience that I will get. And there is not a room you would put me in where I wouldn't try to influence the people in the room so that they offer me the best possible experience. That's just a very small example in the world of kind of imagining how you could enhance hospitality and service and experiences. But of course, you can apply it to anything in life. Are you a constant victim? A victim of everything around you, the world, you short, tall, chubby, thin? Are you always a victim? Or are you the best version of who you are, and you're just going to get out there and make sure that things happen in the best possible way for you? How are you going to look at it? Is the glass half full or half empty? I think the way you look at it will shift your mindset and the positive viewing of things. Does that sort of connect to what you were asking?
Yeah, thank you. That makes sense. Especially you say we need to be a customer ourselves, so which is really good.
That's something we actually forget often when we talk about hospitality, that there is two sides of that coin. You need to be a great customer to also be able to be a great service provider about it.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you for your sharing, Max. So now I have another question from our student for both of you. The question from student called An Hun, and his question is, for my situation now, I want to ask if I finish bachelor degree, then I will come to master program straight away or take some years to work, get experience, then come back to study master. So
I can reply to that. It's really a case by case kind of an answer, because usually when students study in other universities, they don't get work experience within their education like they do with ours. So usually when a student will study, let's say, business administration, they tell them, after you graduate, go out and work for a couple of years and then do your master's degree. In our schools and in hospitality, our students already do 2 internships. So usually when they're about at graduating time, they kind of know what kind of specialization they want to get into. So they're more ready to do a master's degree. Some students are 100% kind of decided what they want to do, so they go straight into a master's degree. Some other students, they're still thinking about it. So the students that are not 100% sure, I think it's best that they do 1 or 2 years of experience to try and understand what they want to do in life before they do a master. Because people need to understand, a master's degree it's nice to have it on your CV, but it's what the master's degree is, the use of it is to push you to the next level in your career. If you don't know what your career is going to be, then there's no point in doing the master, because you might be pushing yourself to a level in a career path that you don't want to do. So it's really case by case, but usually our students are more ready to go straight into a master's degree because they already have some working experience.
Thank you, Tarek. So thầy Tarek đã trả lời câu hỏi của bạn Anh Huỳnh là thật sự là cái việc mà tích lũy kinh nghiệm trước khi học master thì là các bạn tùy thuộc vào từng trường hợp. Thì có những trường hợp là các bạn đã đi làm trong vòng 1-2 năm rồi nhưng mà cũng không làm trong ngành công nghiệp khách sạn dịch vụ thì là sẽ là rất là.
Thì để Yến chia sẻ luôn là thầy Tarek cũng có nói là thật ra đó là sẽ tùy trường hợp ha. Có thường thì mình vẫn khuyến khích là các bạn sau khi tốt nghiệp cử nhân xong thì các bạn nên đi làm, các bạn nên spend 1-2-3 năm tùy theo mỗi người. Mình sẽ spend 2-3 năm để mình trải nghiệm, mình đi làm thực sự để mình nâng cao những cái kiến thức cũng như cái kỹ năng, những gì mình đã học được ở trường để vào thực tế. Rồi sau khi mà mình có một cái plan nhất định rồi đó, là mình muốn tiếp tục lên những cái vị trí cao hơn trong cái nơi tổ chức của mình đang làm, mình muốn lên một cái vị trí điều hành, thì mình có thể quay về và mình tiếp tục mình học lên master. Nhưng cũng có một số bạn thì họ đã có sẵn một cái kế hoạch rồi, họ đã có sẵn cái planning rồi, họ thực sự sẵn sàng rồi, thì lúc đó là có thể học xong 3 năm là mình lên luôn master, chứ mình không cần phải chờ nữa. Thì sẽ tùy từng cái đối tượng, như là những bạn mà gia đình mà có business chẳng hạn, thì mình có thể là học lên master và sau đó mình về mình làm, mình phát triển sự nghiệp ở gia đình mình luôn. Nhưng mà như theo Yến, riêng Yến thì Yến sẽ muốn trải nghiệm, Yến muốn làm việc 2-3 năm, 3-4 năm rồi sau đó Yến sẽ học lên master. Thì lúc đó từ những cái chương trình master nó cũng rất là khó và nó đòi hỏi là các bạn có nhiều cái kinh nghiệm để các bạn làm những cái luận án, những cái bài đi vào thực tiễn. Và sau khi tốt nghiệp master thì các bạn có những cái bản kế hoạch mà các bạn có thể tự chạy, tự thực hiện được luôn.
Okay, so now we don't have any other questions for now. Would you like to tell something to our students as well as some focus, some outcomes after this presentation?
Yeah, well, we have one question here. I don't know if you want me to answer about after internship, how many percentage of what chance can a student be offered full-time work?
We just so go ahead, Tarek.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe a good point to make here that it's a percentage of over 90% that our students would actually be offered a job upon graduation. So it's important, I think, for students to keep in mind that the Swiss Education Group schools and Switzerland itself has a lot of attention from the biggest companies in the world. So that's why we have over 100+ companies that want to work with us. Switzerland is the magnet for these companies to come and recruit some of the best talent. So usually if a student is strong, if they did strong internships, they really improve their language skills, their English skills, maybe French or German. They're very outgoing, they have a very strong personality. Well, this is the case with 90+% of our students. When they're graduating, so on the day of the graduation, they already have a job offer. It could be even 2 or 3 job offers. So this job the job offer could be back home in Vietnam. It could be in America. It could be in Switzerland. It could be in China. It depends, case by case. But it's important, I think, that we stress to the students that studying in Switzerland is, it's expensive, obviously. It's a little bit more expensive than maybe some other destinations, but the return on investment comes usually very quickly, and that you will probably get a good job offer quite quickly.
Thanks Tarek for your sharing. Thì thầy Tarek cũng có nói là cái này sẽ cũng tùy từng trường hợp, nhưng mà dĩ nhiên là cái khả năng khi mà các bạn thực tập và cũng tùy vào cái sự cố gắng của các bạn nữa. Nếu các bạn có sự cố gắng trong quá trình các bạn thực tập và các bạn có khả năng, các bạn nói tiếng Pháp tốt, các bạn nói tiếng Đức tốt, thì tất nhiên là cái cơ hội các bạn ở Thụy Sĩ thì cơ hội ở lại thì nó rất là khó, nó không dễ. Theo cái kinh nghiệm của Yến thì Yến biết Yến làm ở cái khách sạn nhỏ thì cái bà chủ rất thích và rất muốn Yến ở lại, nhưng mà điều đó rất là khó. Nhưng mà cơ hội sẽ rất là nhiều, có nghĩa là các bạn vẫn còn giữ được cái mối liên hệ, và có thể là giống như bây giờ Yến đã quay trở lại và Yến làm việc cho trường chẳng hạn. Đó là một cái giá trị, cũng là một đi đường vòng nó hơi xa, nhưng mà vẫn quay lại là có cơ hội được làm cho một tập đoàn của Thụy Sĩ. Đó là cái kinh nghiệm của Yến. Còn dĩ nhiên và rất nhiều bạn, Yến cũng có một số bạn là họ khởi nghiệp luôn, và bây giờ họ đi lại, họ đi về, họ đi qua Việt Nam, họ đi quay lại Thụy Sĩ, họ có những cái business riêng cho họ, thì vẫn còn tùy thuộc vào từng cá nhân của các bạn. Nhưng mà 90% các bạn sinh viên mà học ở trường SEG, học ở Thụy Sĩ nói chung cũng như trường SEG nói riêng, thì cơ hội mà có những cái công việc tốt nó rất là cao, thật sự là như vậy. Bởi vì Yến có một số các bạn alumni với các bạn cựu du học sinh cũng là bạn của Yến, thì hầu như là 90% tất cả mọi người đều thành công. Cho nên là phải tùy thuộc vào bản thân mình nữa, mình phải có sự cố gắng. Trường đã đưa hết công cụ cho các bạn rồi, còn việc các bạn sử dụng nó như thế nào đó là tùy vào mỗi cá nhân nữa. Xin hết.
Rất là cảm ơn phần chia sẻ của chị Yến. Let me take a look if we do have any other questions. No, we don't have any other questions. So would you like to share something else?
I think we shared quite a lot today. I'm happy to see personally that there were so many people online, and I think that everybody knows that we're available. Both Max and myself. I know Tracy is also always available. I'm not sure about yourself, if you can also help us sometimes answer any questions, but we're always available for anybody that might come up with any questions. So I don't know, Tan, if there's anything from your side that you would like us to talk about.
Sure. It looks like we have some questions in specific about fees, so that's the accounts will get handled. Before we end this afternoon section, Max, would you have any specific feedback for the Gen Z? Anything they need to prepare? Any anything?
Thanks, Don. I would really want to say that be very careful because you're emotionally connected a lot. You care a lot. And I would suggest that before you shape your ideas and what you're going to be very active about and pursue, be super careful about really understanding what it is you're defending, what it is you're going for, what it is you're going to be very actively pushing out there, because a lot of people, a lot of influences are trying to get you to be influenced. So I would be careful about that, and I would focus on the three things. Figure out who you properly are. You are very unique, and you have a lot of abilities, especially skills on the tech side that we just don't have. And you're just, because you were born into it. So use those specialties in the best possible way so that you can become the superhero that you deserve to be in whatever it is. Do the best thing. And then every single day, be an agent of excellence a little bit better every day in whatever way you can. This is how we will shift the world, and why I believe in hospitality and what we also do in Swiss Education Group.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much for your sharing. And once again, thank you for your message to our Gen Z in Vietnam in general and in global in general and Vietnam specifically, Mr. Max. And also thank you, Tarek, for your sharing about SEG as well as some policy, some care plans from SEG. And yeah, thank you so much again. Cảm ơn tất cả những bạn sinh viên đang theo dõi qua các kênh truyền hình trực tiếp của QTKS. Và thông qua cái chương trình này thì là chúng tôi rất mong các bạn đã có những cái định hướng và những cái suy nghĩ về cái quyết định đi học về cái ngành quản trị khách sạn và dịch vụ, đặc biệt ở tập đoàn SEG của chúng tôi. Xin cảm ơn tất cả mọi người và hẹn gặp lại ở những series khác của QTKS.
Xin cảm ơn, chào các bạn. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good weekend.
You
You
too.
too.
Have a good Sunday.